Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Pranamine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paskatire Shatarine.
This is a Vyapi Prabhu. You might know his brother, Prabhupada in Los Angeles. Like Atma also in Los Angeles nowadays. He joined the movement in 1973.
Jai. So, what's the worst debt that we could have? Probably the one that we can't repay, right? So this is the debt Prabhupada has left us. So, of course, that's mercy. So, to go back and take my time machine, my memory, and go back to the year 1977. I was in Calcutta. At that time it was called Calcutta. At the temple, and we were doing, it was Guru Puja time. And we got the news that Prabhupada passed away. And of course, we got all shook up. Everybody got shook up. Naturally, I don't feel like I really had that much attachment to Prabhupada, but I had some. And you'll find in life that if you love somebody and they die, part of you dies also. So you'll see that as life goes by. One of your best friends dies, part of you dies. So we see in the pastimes of the different acharyas, whenever some great acharya would pass away, they would feel that they didn't even want to live. They wanted to die with them. That's how much attachment, love they had for each other. So when Prabhupada left, then of course, I was trying to hold my emotions back. I thought, well, I shouldn't just start crying right here in the middle of the temple room. But in hindsight, I said, yeah, I should have. It's sad that I didn't really cry, but I was trembling. But of course, we know that as far as my pastimes with Prabhupada, I never once talked to Prabhupada. Some of these devotees have so much association. But in one way, I think that, well, it was good for me not to be too close to Prabhupada. Because with our natures, we can start finding fault, even with the spiritual master. So Krishna was so kind, he never let me get too close to Srila Prabhupada. As the saying goes, dealing with the spiritual master is like dealing with fire. If you're too close, you get burned. If you're too far away, you don't feel the heat. So I was fortunate in that way, I guess. But going back, I met Prabhupada a few times. One time when he came in 1975, he came to Denver, and we went to the airport to greet him, and I was the one. At that time, there was no security in the temples, and I strew rose petals in front of Prabhupada through the entire concourse, and another person was doing rose water. So the whole concourse was filled with rose petals. So, of course, we know that Prabhupada, this is very important to understand that Prabhupada is with us. Just like Prabhupada, when he was in Vrindaban, he was right next to Rupa Goswami's samadhi. And we can only imagine what kind of instructions he got from Rupa Goswami to be able to carry on this mission. So as the one poem, famous poem, just like when a star goes out of existence, the light still comes down. Even though that star doesn't exist anymore, the light still comes down to our earthly vision for many thousands of years. So Prabhupada is gone, but his light is still shining down on us. He's actually, in that way, in other words, Prabhupada is with us, of course, with his Vani, just like the books that he's written. I like to see these books as every line is a vein, and all the ink is blood. So this is a living book. So we're so fortunate, of course, to get Prabhupada's association in that way. So that's basically, I don't want to get it. Oh yeah, one pastime I'll say. So yeah, when Prabhupada came to Denver in 1975, we had so many big sannyasis followed him. And one day the temple president, at that time it was Kurukshetra, he said, "This morning you can go for a morning walk with Prabhupada." And I was just about then, and you also, Panchanand. And Panchanand said, "Oh, we get to walk with Prabhupada tomorrow morning." And he said, "I'm going to ask him a question." And I said, "Yeah, well, go ahead." I wouldn't dare, we were just brand new devotees. So anyway, sure enough, we were on morning walk, Satsvarup and the sannyasis were asking questions to Srila Prabhupada. And then there was a little silence, a little break, and Panchanand immediately broke in. He said, "Prabhupada, what is the purpose of controlling the senses?" And Prabhupada stopped and he turned around. "Do you read my book?" So, "Why are you asking me? Don't you read the books?" And I was over there trying to keep from laughing. I said, "Oh, I'm glad I never asked anything." So, of course, he got the mercy. So, I never really got that close of association with Srila Prabhupada. But maybe that's why I'm still around, because I had that distance. So, thank you very much. Haribol.
Srila Prabhupada ki. Well, the ladies, again, I'm going to plead with Malati. Malati, we're pleading with you one more time. Please come and share a few minutes of your unlimited pastime with Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.